Hi guys, Miss Francis here today to talk to you about genetic testing using modern technology. Genetic testing is helpful to provide information to prospective parents regarding any genetic diseases that their baby might be in risk of getting because of a family history of that genetic disease. So these genetic tests provide information to prospective parents who are concerned about their offspring potentially getting, or they are concerned that they are going to pass on some sort of genetic disease, especially if you have older parents. And by older parents, I mean if the woman is 35 or older, that's considered old in reproductive world. That risk that the offspring might get that particular genetic disorder can even be assessed before the child is conceived or early in pregnancy. Sometimes the parents choose to abort the pregnancy if they do discover that the fetus has some sort of genetic disorder. All right, so most children with recessive disorders are born to parents with a normal phenotype because those normal phenotype parents just happen to be carriers of the recessive trait. So these genetic tests help determine whether or not the parent is a carrier and what the chances of the offspring getting that genetic disease might be. Recently developed tests for several disorders can distinguish between normal phenotypes in heterozygous from homozygous dominance, where the results allow individuals with a family with a history of genetic disorders to make informed decisions about having children. So before people even think about having a child, they might consult a genetic counselor to see the risk of their offspring having that genetic disorder. And then they might choose to not have any children because they don't want to even risk their child having that genetic disorder. But there are issues of confidentiality, discrimination. For example, the information that a person is a carrier for some sort of disorder might be used to determine whether or not they can do a job or they're even eligible for a job. So these issues arise after genetic counseling. Also, what information do you provide to a person? Are you giving too much information? Are you giving not enough information? So genetic counseling is a touchy area. Couple of the types of tests that are potentially available are called amniocentesis, which is a test that's available in utero, meaning before birth. Amniocentesis is done during the 14th to 16th week of a pregnancy, and it's done to assess the presence of a specific disease where fetal cells are extracted from amniotic fluid. It doesn't hurt the mom, doesn't hurt the fetus, and then they're karyotyped, where you take the chromosomes and you line them up in their appropriate positions to see if there are any abnormalities. Furthermore, you can identify other disorders by using the chemicals in the amniotic fluids. So here's a picture showing amniocentesis occurring. Another example of a test that's available in utero is chorionic villus sampling, or CVS, not the pharmacy. This occurs in the 8th to 10th week of pregnancy, and this allows for a faster karyotyping where instead of taking amniotic fluid, you take fetal tissue from the chorionic villi of the placenta. And like I said, it's not suitable for tests that require the amniotic fluid. So here's a picture showing CVS, where a suction tube is inserted through the cervix to remove that fluid that comes from the fetal cells, where they can then be karyotyped to discover if there are any genetic diseases present. PKU is a disorder that's detected at birth. It is done to every child that is born in the United States, PKU can actually lead to mental retardation because this person is unable to deal with the amino acid phenylalanine. So basically, this phenylalanine accumulates in the blood to a level that is toxic. But if you identify a person as having PKU, as a baby having PKU, you can just give that baby a diet that's low in phenylalanine, and usually that baby, that child, develops completely normally. CRISPR is a technology that could potentially be used to fix, quote unquote, genetic diseases where scientists are able to actually correct mutated DNA. Mr. Anderson has a lovely 7-minute video all about CRISPR and the ethics that are involved in CRISPR if you're looking for more information.